Hello, my name is Maria Scott, and I'm an Associate Professor of French Literature and Thought at the University of Exeter, where I've been since 2013. I've published fairly widely on 19th century French literature, but I've also had a lot of fairly unexciting jobs in my time, from sandwich maker to supermarket bagpacker to kitchen worker in McDonald's and waitress, and so on. It's been a long time now since I went to a community school in Dublin, which is basically a non-selective state school. My family lived in a very ordinary, thin-walled, semi-detached house. I spent a lot of my time, certainly as a young child, outdoors with friends. As a child and teenager, I was considered a big reader, but looking back now, I see that I really read hardly anything. But at the time, I was considered a big reader. We were very lucky in that it was assumed that my two younger siblings and I would go to university, even though this did involve financial sacrifices on the part of my parents. University fees were expensive in Ireland at the time, so I wanted to make sure to make the right choice of degree. It was an important decision. I wanted to do something useful that would give me good job prospects. I chose to do a degree in international marketing and languages because I was under the impression that this was the path to economic security and a successful life. You had to do well academically to get into the degree, and you were apparently guaranteed to do well financially, economically, if you completed it. There was talk of a company car, I remember, at the university open day, and this had a lot of appeal to me back then. As it turns out, I did very much enjoy the language and literature element of that business degree, but I really didn't enjoy the marketing and economics modules, and I ended up spending much of the year sitting in the library reading glossy magazines out of pure boredom. When it came to exam time, I crammed and I did well, and I headed away to Germany for the summer to work as a hospital cleaner to pay my way. But I remember when I got the news of my 2-1, it didn't mean anything at all to me. I felt no sense of achievement, and I knew that this wasn't right. I knew that what I had to do was change direction and study an arts degree in English and French instead of sticking with marketing. Now, it helped that one of the other cleaners that summer in that hospital in Stuttgart was a student of English, also from Dublin. I remember chatting with her as we cleaned up an operating theatre and seeing very clearly it was very obvious that she loved what she was studying, and it became even clearer to me that I loathed what I was studying. So before I went to university, I was under the impression that arts degrees were not very useful in terms of getting a job. I thought that arts degrees were for people who didn't need to worry particularly about jobs and who could afford to fritter money away, who could rely on their parents' money, basically. I was very wrong about that, as it happens. I was very lucky to have parents who agreed with my decision to change degree and who supported me. But it wasn't easy for them to have to pay for an extra year of fees. Things weren't always easy after I changed degree program and changed university. My father died of cancer in my first year of the BA, and my grades weren't always as good as I'd have liked them to be, as good as they should have been. Partly because of my father's death, but not only because of that. I was really lucky in my second year to win a scholarship that paid my fees and that also gave me accommodation on campus for the duration of the degree and beyond, in fact. So that really changed my life. But it was a huge stroke of luck. I'm very clear that I was just incredibly lucky. But I'm also very clear that even without that stroke of luck, I was sure I knew that I had changed direction in the right direction. I knew that I'd made the right choice. Um, so even when things were difficult, they were okay. I never looked back. I knew that I had done the right thing. So that's my story, really. Thank you.